How far would you go to find out who really cares about you? Would you fake your own death? Disappear from your family and friends? Stage a funeral just to watch who shows up? This is the real story of David Baerten. A man who didn't just ask those questions, he lived them. A man who attended his own funeral, not as a spirit, but in a helicopter. And what happened next says more about us than you might think. David Baerten was a 45-year-old man living in Belgium. To the outside world, he was just like anyone else. A father, a husband, a brother. But beneath the surface, David felt something many people quietly carry: loneliness. In interviews afterward, he admitted to feeling disconnected, not just from distant relatives or casual friends, but even from those closest to him. People take you for granted, he said. They don't reach out unless they need something. So he made a decision, a dramatic, bizarre, and deeply personal decision. He would fake his death, not to escape the law or to commit fraud, but to test the love of those around him. It started with a rumor. Quiet whispers spread through family and friend circles. David had died unexpectedly. His wife and children were in on it. They posted heartbreaking messages online, tributes, condolences, expressions of shock and grief. Some extended family members and friends shared the news across social media, assuming it was true. There was no obituary in the newspaper, no funeral home notice. But that didn't stop the story from spreading. Because in today's world, what's more powerful than an official record? A Facebook post. One by one, people commented, "Rest in peace, brother. I wish I had called you more. Gone too soon." And David watched it all. Then came the climax. A funeral was arranged, not a formal church service, but a public memorial gathering near Liège, Belgium. People dressed in black. They brought flowers. They hugged. Some cried. And then they heard something overhead, a helicopter. From the skies, David Baerten descended, alive, smiling, waving. Shock, confusion, and for some, horror. People froze. Others gasped. Some even stepped back, unsure whether what they were seeing was real. David walked toward them and said, "Surprise! I'm not dead." The reactions were mixed. Some people laughed nervously. Others walked away in disbelief. One family member later told the press, "I was in shock. I didn't know whether to hug him or slap him." After the stunt, the internet exploded. Videos from the funeral went viral. TikTok and YouTube were flooded with reactions. Some praising David for his boldness, others accusing him of being manipulative and cruel. Many asked the same question: why? David explained it clearly. "I did it because I felt invisible. I wanted to see who would come, who still cared." And the results? Some close friends never showed up. They didn't call, didn't message, didn't respond. Others came, wept, and confessed regret. For David, it was confirmation, not just of who cared, but who didn't. He said he hoped the stunt would make people think twice about waiting until someone's gone to say what matters. Was it brilliant or was it cruel? Faking your death is not illegal in Belgium, as long as you don't do it for financial gain or to escape justice. But morally, that's murkier. Some called it narcissistic. Others called it a social experiment. Mental health professionals weighed in. Some said it reflected deep emotional pain, a cry for connection in a disconnected world. Others worried it could damage trust forever. But no matter where people landed, no one could ignore it. Because David had done something extreme to ask a question we all wonder deep down. If I disappeared tomorrow, who would notice? Whether you agree with him or not, David Baerten's stunt exposed something raw and real. In a world of likes, comments, and online friends, many people still feel utterly alone. We scroll past birthdays, we forget to call, we assume someone else is checking in, and then we cry at the funeral. David didn't want to wait until he was gone to hear what people had to say, and even if his methods were flawed, his message struck a nerve. What would happen if you disappeared tomorrow? Who would show up? Who wouldn't? Let us know in the comments. And for more stories where human nature is tested in the most unexpected ways, subscribe to Criminal Chessboard. Perhaps the most surprising part of David's story wasn't just the helicopter or the stunt itself. It was the involvement of his closest family. His wife and children had helped carry out the deception. They posted tributes, offered condolences, and mourned publicly, all while knowing he was still alive. Critics were quick to judge. How could they lie like that, some asked. But others saw it differently. Were they protecting a man who felt invisible, or enabling a plan that crossed the line? David's daughter later said in an interview that she wanted to help her father open people's eyes. She admitted she had mixed feelings, but she believed the message was important. People shouldn't wait to show they care. The line between loyalty and complicity blurred and raised questions few families ever have to confront. You might think this story is a one-of-a-kind event, but it's not. History is filled with people who faked their deaths. Some disappeared to avoid debts or criminal charges. Others wanted a new life, free from expectations, relationships, or responsibilities. And some, like David, just wanted to know who really cared. There was the case of a Brazilian man who reappeared at his own wake, shocking family members mid-ceremony. Or the Australian woman who staged her death to escape an abusive relationship, only to be caught when she applied for government aid under her real name. Faking your death may seem dramatic. In the weeks following the stunt, David Baerten faded from the spotlight. The viral buzz quieted. The world moved on. But for those who knew him, and especially those who didn't show up, the moment left a scar. Some friendships never recovered. Some family bonds grew cold. But others, strangely, deepened. Old friends reached out. Conversations reopened. And more people, inspired or outraged, called their loved ones. And for a man who once felt invisible, the world was finally looking right at him. So the question lingers, what would you do? Not just if someone in your life pulled a stunt like David's, but if you were the one feeling invisible, would you reach out first? Would you fake a smile and wait for someone to notice? Or would you vanish and hope the silence speaks louder than your words ever could? David Baerten's story is wild, controversial, and unforgettable. But at its heart, it's a mirror, showing us how fragile human connection can be. Not everyone needs a helicopter entrance. Most of us just need a message, a phone call, a reminder that we matter, because no one wants to attend their own funeral just to be seen. So maybe today's the day to check in. Say something real before it's too late.